When not to fake it till you make it. I was about to just go out and run, but I was thinking about this Giacomo situation and other things going on, and how the internet in general, because of your ability to effectively cover up what you don't know, because people are getting such small little snippets of your existence, I wanted to talk through how do you know when a good time it is to fake it and when it's bad and you shouldn't fake it. So let's dive into that a little bit more. Let's first define what I mean by fake it till you make it. In everyone's career, especially in music, there comes a time when someone asks you to do something, or you have to present yourself in a way that is a little bit grander than you actually are. There's this common problem, and you find it in all fields, which is to get the experience, you have to have the job. To get the job, you have to have the experience. That doesn't always work that way. Sometimes people will give you opportunities without the experience, but that's typically how it works. If I want you to play for my wedding and be the ceremony pianist, I don't want someone who's never played a ceremony before. But if you want to start playing ceremonies, you have to have played ceremonies to have you get what I'm saying. It's a never-ending loop that basically means that it's almost impossible to get qualified for the very thing that you want to do to get the experience to be qualified. So you fake it till you make it. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you've played for church services before. That means that you've played in a wedding type scenario. So when someone says, hey, have you played weddings before? I'm not saying say yes when you haven't. I'm saying, oh, I've played services before, right? Oh, I can do that. It's riding the line, but you're there. And why are you doing this? Because the truth is, you're really trying to find these opportunities where you can increase your experience and be successful. And that's really the truth. You want to be identifying where you can be successful. That is the faking it till you make it sort of key. So let me give you another example. Let's imagine that somebody says, hey, could you play this musical? You've never played musicals before. Have you played musicals before, right? And you go, I've done something like it. And you look at the timeline and it says, hey, you got 3 months. They're giving you the book right now. And you just need to show up. And then there's rehearsals and then you do it. I would probably say yes if that's something you're interested in, because even if you don't know exactly what to do, you can research and you can figure it out before you show up. So that's a good situation. Now, I'll tell you a real world situation that happened to me when I got to college when I was 17. I show up and there's this guy that I know and he's like, hey, can you sub for me for this musical? And I'm like, sure, no problem. And he goes, oh, it's this afternoon. It's this evening. I'm going to come over to your place with the book this afternoon and just look it over and then go and sub. I was set up for failure, and I honestly should not. That would have been a good example of when not to fake it till you make it. I would have now knowing what I know, I would have gone, no way, dude. There's no way that's going to work. Like, how am I supposed to play 300 plus pages of music without knowing it at all, without having seen it at all that night? Now, I might be able to do that and swing it now, but even if I could, I probably would still say no, because the chance of failure is extremely high and far outweighs the chance of succeeding. So now, how does this all tie into Giacomo and that whole thing and everything else? There is a world where we're all faking it to some extent, right? If I sit here and I want to show a cool clip of me on Instagram, am I going to upload the first take where I butchered the thing I'm doing? No, I'm going to do like 10, 15 takes. I'm going to pick the best take and do that. Is that an actual representation of my playing? In one sense, yes, I did play it. In another sense, no, because it's in a live situation without much more practice, I would not be able to do that. And I think that that's let's put aside the plagiarism stuff. That I think is the more serious allegation. But in terms of the faking it, That is really the problem there. And the way it's presented is that, oh, I can just pull this off and I'm just a fount of creativity. Now, here's the funny thing. People have been doing this for forever. And a version of this is with jazz, you write your solos out ahead of time and you play pre-transcribed solos. What's that going to do? It's going to make you sound like you are way more creative and way more on top of it than you actually are. And is there any problem with that? Honestly, no. But you do have to understand the ramifications of what you are doing. So, getting to the actual point of the video, when should you not fake it, right? Because people say fake it till you make it all the time, myself included. But when should you not do that? The first example is the one I already gave. When the chance of failure is quite high. I think that that's something that you should really be aware of. Now, does that really help us with the social media side? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I think the second thing is understand the consequence of faking it. So if the consequence of faking it is going to be negative and detrimental to your reputation, then no, you shouldn't do it, even if you get some short-term gain out of it. Because at the end of the day, as a musician, your reputation is basically all you got going for you. And then I'd say the third part is it something that is possible for you to do? And is this just a shortcut because you don't want to do the hard thing? Or is it a shortcut because you know that you could do the hard thing? It's just, how much time are you going to spend on it every time you're doing it, especially if you're just making shorts and stuff. So this is what I would say. And I guess I'm switching gears and talking about when it is a good time to fake it. Like, there are so many times I will just edit one note in MIDI to fix something that I did because I'm posting it for a short clip, right? Could I play the whole thing without any mistakes? Yes. But how long would it take? An hour? 2 hours? A week? Sometimes a lot if I'm trying to do something complicated and hard. But I can just quantize and fix notes and whatever and do it real quick. Why would I want to do that? Well, to save time. And I think that's okay if that's still a representation of kind of who I am and what I do as a musician. What it becomes a problem is if I'm trying to represent, like for example, I'm not a great guitar player. If I did that type of thing to represent my guitar playing as being this super virtuosic thing, that'd be a big problem and I'd get in trouble with it at some point because it would be a lie. I can't play that well on guitar. On piano though, again, given enough time, given some time to practice, I can basically play anything. So that would be kind of my 3 guiding principles. What's the possibility of failure? How are you representing yourself? And how possible is it for you to actually do the thing that you're trying to fake? I hope this was helpful, at least intellectually stimulating. And just drop me a follow. Love having these type of chats. And until next time, you guys all have a great day.